Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking into a really sobering situation. It involves an American athlete, Tarik Robinson-O'Hagan, detained over in Indonesia.
Yeah, it's quite the case. Our info comes from looking at materials like Indonesia drug law and foreigners.
Mm,
And we're trying to understand, just how serious the consequences can be there,
yeah.
especially for visitors.
Exactly. Tarik's case is, well, it's a stark example. Think about it. A young, successful athlete suddenly facing, potentially, the death penalty for something that, let's be honest, is seen very differently in many parts of the world.
It really highlights the massive gap, doesn't it, between how different countries handle drug offenses. So Tarik Robinson-O'Hagan seems he'd traveled quite a bit, an athlete. He arrives in Bali, apparently for a vacation. And that's when customs officials find something in his luggage.
Right, vape cartridges.
Vape cartridges containing marijuana extract. That was the issue.
Okay, let's dig into this a bit because the amount matters, right? Or you'd think it would. We're talking just over 14 grams of marijuana extract. 14. Now, our source points out, and it's true, in the US, well, it's not nothing, but it's relatively small.
Relatively minor, yeah. Often treated very differently.
But in Indonesia, he's hit with drug smuggling charges.
Smuggling.
Uh,
And the penalties are just extreme.
Life imprisonment.
Or even potentially execution by firing squad.
It's just such a shocking contrast. I mean, the offense versus the punishment, it's hard to grasp.
Well, Indonesia has this zero-tolerance policy towards drugs. It's deeply rooted, historically. They see it as a major threat, drug trafficking's impact on the country, protecting their people.
So that context explains the severity, even for what seems like a small amount to outsiders.
It helps explain the mindset, yeah. The laws are incredibly strict, and enforcement reflects that.
And thinking about Tarik himself, this wasn't some known drug figure.
No, not at all.
Professional athlete. Seems like he was just trying to get away, maybe burn out, take a holiday.
That's what the reports suggest, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a personal trip.
Which really drives home how easily someone, maybe just unaware, can step into a really serious situation abroad.
Absolutely. It makes you question those assumptions we sometimes carry when we travel.
Thinking the rules might bend or be like back home.
Precisely. And our source stresses this isn't some isolated incident. Tarik's case isn't unique. Many foreigners get caught up in Indonesia's drug laws. Often it's just a misunderstanding.
A failure to realize how different the legal landscape is.
Exactly. Which is why understanding local laws before you even pack your bags isn't just good advice. It's, critical.
So even with this small amount, his athlete status, no apparent intent other than personal use, none of that really matters.
The Indonesian system, as presented, seems pretty inflexible on this. Personal circumstances, where you're from, international pressure, it doesn't seem to override the letter of their law in these cases.
And the legal process itself is different too, right?
Oh, completely. That whole idea of innocent until proven guilty or getting bail.
Which is fundamental in the U.S. system.
Right. Doesn't really apply the same way there.
Yeah.
Certainly not for these kinds of drug offenses. There's no bail. The whole thing proceeds under Indonesian law, full stop.
And the U.S. Embassy. They can help, but...
They provide consular assistance,
Right.
support, but they can't intervene in the Indonesian legal process itself. They
Yeah.
can't change the laws or the charges.
So the big takeaway here for you listening is just how drastically things can change when you cross a border. Something seemingly minor back home can have absolutely devastating consequences elsewhere.
Yeah, and being unaware of the law, unfortunately, is just no defense at all.
It really isn't.
So maybe the question to leave you with is this. How much do you really know about the laws of the places you visit or plan to visit? Tarik's situation is a powerful, if tragic, reminder. A lack of awareness can lead to truly life-altering outcomes when you're abroad. Makes you think.